What's up, wide world? When I say wide world, that's man, woman, and child. I just wanted to link back up with you guys once again. Me and my cigar, my tranquility, my therapy gives me the opportunity to think. Just sit back and just think. Slows you down. Slows you down. It's kind of like a ritual. Though I don't promote cigar smoking, but it may help you. It may help you. I know it helps me. Today, I want to talk about time. Time. When is it time? How much time? And how long should one wait? How long should one wait to confront issues that they may have with themselves or with individuals, even the closest of the closest people to you? How much time shall be taken to confront issues that occur? How much time shall one endure, whether it's pain, anger, or an outcome, whether it's positive or negative? I see that, including myself, I'm finding myself getting into this bubble of subjecting myself to harboring folks' insecurity or indifferences or things that are internally going on with oneself. And I don't have all the answers. It's kind of like what my grandmother told me when I was younger. She said, one person having your back and rooting for you beats 10,000 adversaries. She told me this at a tender age. I was like 12 years old when she told me this, when I was having an indifference with someone that I thought was my friend as a young man. And I was wondering why this person used to treat me ill-mannered when we got around a group of people. But with my loyalty, when it was just me and him, he treated me respectfully, and he was my best friend. But he would change pace and face when he got around other people. It was like he was showing off or something. I waited around until I started seeing a pattern as we grew older. And I had to cut off a 30-year friendship because I've seen this pattern ever since we were kids. I don't know if I wised up or if I just got fed up. But to be honest with you, it was getting to the point I was about to bust his shit. And that's never good. But being a younger man, hopped up, in your 20s and even in your 30s. And some of y'all want to fight even when you're in your 70s, you know? But yeah, it just was like, it wasn't worth it. It was just like, I've been dealing with this nonsense for 30 plus years. So I had to cut him off. And I believe that it was time overdue. I see him every now and then. And whenever I go into my hometown for like a comedy show or something, he ran up on me and my old lady, and he was trying to pick up where we left off, and he was being awfully nosy with his questions and stuff. And I was like, wait a minute, hold fast. It ain't gonna be no hanging out. I can be civil with them, but I know where I stand with them. And I'm not holding any any grudges against them. But I stopped dealing with you for a reason. And plus, damn near 50 years old. He was running around that night looking like a frat boy, all drunk and tripping over his feet and stuff. I was like, ew, gross. Even my old lady looked at him kind of like, like, what the heck is this, But yeah, it's not that kind of party. It wasn't that kind of party, so, I wasn't going to subject myself to him. And we're not picking up where we left off, because as far as I remember, where we left off, it wasn't on good terms. At least not in my world, not the way I was looking at it. Because like I said, I wanted to bust his shit. And I believe that time was overdue for me to break off from him. So, yeah. How much time? How much time should one give for one to confront the issues that they may have in everyday life, even with themselves? There are so many people walking this planet that need therapy, but they're not getting it. They're relying on other people, whether they're a significant other or a best friend or anything like that, to get therapy from them. And sometimes you got to analyze the situation. It's kind of like taking advice. I noticed that, and not to bash women, but I've seen this awfully a lot. That woman will take advice from a woman that can't keep a man. And vice versa, men do the same thing. Now, I have seen some good advice given from some of these OGs that have fucked up a good relationship. And they can give the best advice there is ever given, because they're admitting their faults. Because time came that they confronted their problem. And it came at a later time, but they figured it out by confrontation to their problem. So you got to admire that. But I notice us as people, we have this tendency to make everything so urgent. But we're doing it so urgent that it's kind of so retrospect. It's kind of like, hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait. Wait for something that could be fixed. If you take the time and invest the time into adjusting it, acknowledging the issue, think about the issue, come up with a resolution, and sometimes you have to do that on your own. I don't take advice from anybody, nor do I give advice, but I will give suggestion. Protect your time, because time is something that you can never, ever replace. You can get anything else in the world, and I'm pretty sure, I know everybody's heard this, so I'm just, playing Polly the Bird right here. I'm just being a parrot right here, because everybody's heard this. Well, you're hearing it again. How much time is the right time? How much time are you going to give, even for yourself? When you do that to yourself, it's called procrastinating. Am I correct on that? We call that procrastinating, something that needs to be done, and we just push it off and push it off and push it off. But yeah, there are broken people in this world that have the resources. They have professionals out here that get paid to help you. Take advantage. Stop going in the other direction. Stop looking at these damn people that refuse to acknowledge that the sky's blue and it's right there, right in front of our face. But we will invest time and follow their lead instead of seeking the proper guidance. That's dangerous. That's dangerous to go anywhere other than a professional. That is dangerous. Because you don't know if that person has your best interest at heart. A lonely a person that is like, they will give you the worst guidance there is. That's like a person that doesn't drink interacting and sitting down with an alcoholic and then starts drinking. Your judgment is diluted at that time. So you got to watch who you're interacting with and who you're getting your advice and your guidance from. Take the time to get down to the root of the issue, because if you don't get down to the root of the issue, the body or the soul or the mind and the spirit will never heal. You got to get down to the root of the problem. It's kind of like a garden. No matter if you had that plot of land and you had your vegetables growing on it last year, and each year your vegetables are looking shabbier and shabbier. Well, you know why? Because it's a strong possibility that you did not till deep enough and get the little rocks out and all the roots from last season in order to get a promising, good-looking yield in your garden. You're wondering why your tomatoes are looking like shit from last year. It's because each year you're slacking. Each year you're slacking. You're just going through the motions and stuff instead of having that deliberate passion of investment in the doing the garden. Life is what you make it, what you put into it. Do you want to have a good life? We control our lives. We control our decisions. We just don't control some of our circumstances. Because there's some good people out here in the world that are just going to pure T hell. Excuse my English. And a lot of people don't deserve it. I don't think really anybody deserves it. I don't think that's really the intent of it all. I just think that, well, people in hell want ice water. Stakes are high. You must take control of your own shortcomings. You must take control and make them damn uplifting moments. You can't just sit down, because if you're on the ground, if you're laid out on the ground, you have only one option. Your only option after that is to get up. Dust yourself off. Don't be wasting your time fretting over stuff that you got control of. And stop throwing it in other people's laps like they can fix it. How much time are you going to allot your own energy in to other folks and even yourself when you got control of making things better? I think it's time that we stop taking our time for granted. Until next time.